back for another episode of The Dogs. Welcome back, listeners. It's been a couple weeks off. We are so glad to be back in the pod chairs here today.
We missed you guys.
We really did. I missed you. I have been cleaning up POOP over the last week. Just thinking about you guys.
The whole time. Just thinking about our listeners.
Yeah. And no need to expand upon why I've been
just leave it at that. So here's what we're talking about today.
No.
We had a dog down.
Yeah. Bailey, one of our dogs, she had a couple ACL tears. She got him fixed up last week. It's been a rocky road.
Yeah, but you did a good job, dog mom. You did a great job.
Mm-hmm. So, just had some potty issues, but we're back in the saddle here.
Yeah, we're back at it, back on the mics.
Thank you for your patience, listeners.
Absolutely. I know that was probably a tough couple weeks for our listeners. Just when's the next one coming out?
Right. I know.
We told them one thing and...
Yeah, and we told them we were going to have our first guest this week.
Which we're not.
We're not.
Switch up.
Psych. You got to be on your toes when you're a listener of the Dogs.
You've been pranked. Yeah, we, hey, she's got a lot going on.
She does.
Our next guest, and she'll be on.
She will.
Will be. Just TBD.
Just not today.
Not today.
But I am super jazzed about today's topic. But wait.
Yeah.
Is there anything we need to correct from last week?
I didn't
trying to remember.
You wrote down correction, but what is there to correct?
Oh, I don't know. I
don't think so. Not that I was told.
It was Mac McClung. Huh?
Yeah. Well, if we messed anything up, let us know.
Yeah.
Then we can go back in 2 eps. Mm-hmm. Next ep.
Okay, yeah. Well, maybe we should just jump right in here today.
I say we grip it and rip it.
I think this is going to be probably the coolest episode we ever do in our lives.
Definitely coolest topic. TBD on execution. We'll know in 45 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Katie, I think I want to call this a dog era episode because...
Oh, a little Taylor Swift reference.
Yeah, T-Swizzle for sure. Because we're not really talking about one particular person, although we will highlight some dogs. We're talking about kind of an era of time, almost like a current. No, it is a current event. Well, it's not current; it's a past event.
Mm-hmm. Yes, but it was an event nonetheless.
And we're relating it to sports, and I think it's super interesting. And I think everyone coming out of this is going to learn something super cool. Everyone.
I have never once considered this topic.
I haven't really,
and
either.
I can't believe it.
It is super cool.
Maybe we should just...
No, let's keep teasing them. Who knows what we're going to talk about? It's an era. It's an event.
It's an era. It's an event.
So believe it or not, we're kind of talking about World War II, which is crazy.
Totally within our realm.
Yeah, which is we're both
of professionalism
experts.
And expertise.
Yeah. So I don't want to go too in depth about the war itself because that's just out of my league, and this is a sports podcast. But I feel like I have to at least highlight the time period so that people know what kind of dogs we're talking about.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So September 1st, 1939 to September 2nd, 1945. 6 years and 1 day. That's how long World War II lasted. Did you know that? I didn't know that.
I didn't realize it was so close to the anniversary.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
It's kind of tight.
Yeah. And the major alliances, not that it matters, but the Allied powers led by Great Britain, the U.S., and the Soviet Union fought against the Axis powers, primarily Germany, Japan, and Italy.
I remember that from my history classes.
Yeah, for sure. But that's as far as we're probably going to go with the actual war itself. But what we're really highlighting is some of the players in the MLB, Major League Baseball, that went to help fight in World War II. We're going to talk about some of the stories, some of the players, and just the overall impact to the game, because you're going to find out a whole bunch of these baseball players were either drafted or they enlisted themselves in the war. So they imagine leaving a pro sport. Well, I mean, I guess you got to do what you got to do for country, for sure.
Yeah.
But imagine just leaving your pro sport, something you worked your whole life for years, to maybe not come back, you know?
Wow.
They had to put it all on hold. So
wow.
What a cool crazy. Maybe cool isn't the right word, but what a crazy thing they had to do.
Yeah.
Right?
So we're talking guys who went to war and came back and kept playing.
Either left, there's a caveat because you'll see there's one player who hadn't played yet, but then played in the MLB. But several of these guys had played in the MLB and then went to war and then came back and had an illustrious, is that a word? Illustrious career. Could I say that?
Sure.
Okay. Well, I'm saying it. Yeah, they had crazy careers after. Yeah.
It's just crazy.
It's magnificent.
It is.
It's magnificent.
So thank you to our veterans who are listening today. Yeah. We appreciate you. This one's for you.
Thank you for your service. Let's learn about some ball players and some World War II vets. Okay. So first of all, I want to say that this can be taken in so many different directions. There's so many cool stories to unpack here. We don't have that much time. So I recommend, if you have any interest, do some research on your own. And I mean, it's just super cool. There's some good stories. There's some great videos on it. Watched a couple clips on YouTube. Highly recommend. So, Katie, how many players fought in World War II, you might be asking yourself? Over 400 MLBers fought in World War II.
400?
500. When I said 400, I meant 500. Thank you. 400,
over
really?
500. So wasn't that like the majority of the frickin' league?
I was going to say this later, but why not now? It's like 90% of the active players caveat from like the 1941 rosters. It wasn't like that early on. 1941 in particular, it's like 90% gone. And I want to say this too, over 4,000, said the right number this time, minor leaguers too. So
wow.
4,500, ball players.
Wow.
Were drafted or enlisted. So some were drafted, many enlisted. It seems like the bulk of these guys who enlisted right after the attack on Pearl Harbor.
Wow.
Me. Yeah.
Those are some brave men.
Yeah. Very brave men. So to kick it off, Katie, we've talked about this before in the past. If you haven't listened to our past episodes, go back. You might want to give them a listen. But we've talked about baseball reference, basketball reference, football reference, that stat page, right? And I had you pull up Ted Williams' baseball reference page and tell me what you notice.
Yes, there's 3 years where it says did not play military service.
Yeah.
But so he started in 1939.
How many years did he play before he went? I didn't even check.
4.
4.
4 years. But then after he came back, it's like a bajillion years.
Yeah.
Like more than 10. More than, I don't know.
Yeah.
17, 18.
Do you have it actively up still right now?
Yeah, I do.
Scroll to the right on the year he came back, and what does it say on the very far right?
The very far right?
Yeah. It should say
AS MVP 1.
So he was an all-star and the MVP the year he came back from war.
Wow.
Imagine fighting in World War II, not knowing you might come back, and then winning the MVP of Major League Baseball. So we're going to talk a heck of a lot more about Ted Williams, but just to give people a feel, like go look up some of these baseball players during this era on their baseball reference page, and you'll just see these gaps of 3, 4, 5 years, maybe a year, maybe 2 of military service. And you just obviously don't see that anymore. So it's a crazy thing. I also want to circle back real quick because we forgot to say that this is Dogs After Dark and we're drinking a couple brews.
And we haven't eaten dinner
yet. So we're a little loosey-goosey.
Perfect scenario to be talking about war.
Yeah, you gotta have a beer when you're talking World War II.
Yeah. No, thank you for mentioning that.
Yeah, it felt like it's worth mentioning. Just if they're like, wow, they were really all over the place. That's why. I'm drinking a Setless Hazy IPA.
Yeah, I've got a Zombie Dust from Three Floyds.
Nice. Eagle Park Brewery for me, which is Milwaukee, right?
Right? Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Mine says it's an undead pale ale. And there's a scary man on the cover. I mean, on the can. Yeah,
I got a couple, it's like an eagle jamming out and then 2 humans playing instruments.
Nice.
Okay. Back to World War II and baseball.
Yep.
So I want to talk about the guy who was the first to enlist. So this was not the first person
in the MLB.
From the MLB. This was the first person to enlist themselves in war.
Okay.
In the war. So not drafted, enlisted themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And this is Cleveland, at the time Indians, now Guardians, pitching superstar Bob Feller. So I'll be honest, I'm a big baseball guy. I had never heard of Bob Feller before this. And I am kind of ashamed of myself because the guy was like a pitching legend. And
he's like a little cutie.
He's totally a little cutie. Yeah, that's actually what I wrote down next.
He was old.
Like when he passed?
When he passed away, he was 92.
Wow.
He passed away in 2010.
I saw that.
Wow.
I saw that. Yeah. So he lived a long life, which is great. R.I.P. Bob. So Bob enlisted in the Navy just 2 days after Pearl Harbor, serving as a chief petty officer aboard the USS Alabama in combat, right? So with the people we're highlighting today, it's going to be kind of like just throwing some facts at you.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll talk about them a little bit, but just on kind of how crazy they are.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I were to take each of these guys' life stories, I mean, each of these guys could be episodes, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe longer. Also, I do want to say this too, because I feel like we've talked about how like dogs aren't like Hall of Famers, you know? They're kind of the underdogs. These guys are dogs though, just for what they did in the war.
Absolutely.
You know, and so we got to highlight them, okay? So
yeah.
Everyone who...
So shut up.
Yeah, was about to write to us, shut up. So Bob Feller, the heater from Van Meter, was a legendary Cleveland Indians pitcher from 1936 to 1956, so 20 years. He famously bypassed the minor leagues. So he didn't even play minor league ball at age 17.
What?
Guy wasn't even done with high school.
What?
Yep. So just keep all that in mind. That's crazy. But voluntarily enlisted in the Navy after Pearl Harbor. He missed 4 prime seasons, right? So like if and when we highlight some of his stats, keep in mind like 4 of his young years are not even there. You know, so stats wise, he'd have 4 extra years probably of great ball. But he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, 1962. He threw 3 no-hitters throughout his career, 12 one-hitters, and was known for his blazing fastball. He had a 266 win career. Crazy thing, he was signed for $1 and a ball.
What?
Signed for $1 and a baseball.
What?
Yeah, he was signed by scout Cy Slapnicka for just $1 and an autographed baseball with the team, and the Indians were later fined $7,500 for violating rules regarding signer minor aged players. So they did get fined for signing him underage. But Bob Feller's high school graduation ceremony was actually broadcasted live on national radio.
Oh my God.
He was already this like famous name and pitcher, but at the age of 17. So he graduated with his classmates in the spring of 1936. And then he was on the mound for the Indians weeks later.
Wow.
Yeah. And amazingly, he struck out 15 batters in his first start against the St. Louis Browns.
That is
amazing.
Sweet.
Amazing. And a little tidbit, I have a signed St. Louis Browns baseball from our Grandpa Hall in this basement. Yeah.
What?
Signed by the team. Yeah. Don't remember what year.
Oh. I thought you were saying it was signed by Bob.
No, not signed by Bob. Bob was not on the St. Louis Browns. Just a cool thing. Anyway, so Bob served as a chief petty officer and gun captain on the USS Alabama, which I mentioned. He earned 8 battle stars and 6 campaign ribbons while participating in Pacific combat. And I'll be honest, don't totally know what that means, but sounds pretty solid to me.
Yeah, it seems like he really did it to the max,
right,
on the battlefield.
Yep. And he served 34 months on the USS Alabama. Apparently, they endured kamikaze attacks. They navigated through an 180-mile-per-hour typhoon.
That's a long time on a boat.
It's a long time on a boat.
And
years.
A lot of stuff going on.
Kamikaze attacks, 180-mile-per-hour typhoon. If one of those things came at me, would be gone.
I'd be off that boat in a second.
Yep. Just an interesting thing too. Only 9 days after Japan surrendered, and before official documents were signed, Feller was back on the mound with the Indians, striking out 12 batters. So
no way.
He gets right back at it, which is crazy. And a cool quote from Bob. He said, "I cannot pitch in a park while men are dying at sea." And then apparently immediately drove to a recruiting office.
Wow.
Yeah. So pretty crazy.
I feel like I'm going to ask this a lot throughout this episode, but I just gotta wonder.
Yeah.
How they were impacted mentally and how that impacted their game and all the questions.
I know. It is crazy.
But it's probably not very well documented.
No, it's not super well documented. It seemed like, at least from what I was reading in research, and by the way, we do have Bagel in the podcast room. He's trying to eat the microphone just so everyone knows.
Good.
As we speak, I'm trying to hold him off. But it seemed like a lot of these guys didn't want to talk about it. They would swerve the questions with the media, which I guess I don't blame them. I think, to be honest, and take this with a little bit of grain of salt, because this is just through a day's research, but it seemed like a lot of these guys saw some action, but a lot of the guys did not, too.
Yeah.
Some that were there, I saw for morale boosting. Just numbers wise, get a bunch of guys, right? We feel good because we got these guys here,
But Bob was
in action.
In it. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So Bob Feller was the first to enlist, but you might be asking yourself, hey, what other famous players also fought in World War II? I was asking the same thing. So there were actually 39 Hall of Famers who fought at some point during World War II. Obviously hard to shout out everyone. And I also do want to say that I found that some sources might vary on that answer based on definitions of service, in quotes, versus combat. But 39 is generally the accepted number for World War II specific service. Okay.
Okay.
Just so
good
everybody
note.
knows. Yeah.
Good note, Matt.
Thank you. Yeah. I like to just correct something.
Yep. We are very factually accurate on this show.
Yeah. So some other players, Katie. I think you'll have heard of some of these names. I mean, some of these guys are just like historical figures.
Right.
Okay. So Ted Williams, talked a little bit about, left the Boston Red Sox to become a decorated U.S. Marine Corps fighter pilot. Yogi Berra, catcher for the Yanks, also manager, served in the Navy, and he was a part of the D-Day landings at Normandy.
That's tight.
Super tight. Crazy. Joe DiMaggio. Served in the Army forces from 1943 to 1945. Stan the Man Musial enlisted in the Navy in 1945. Stan was actually wounded, came back after, still played.
Wow.
Hank Greenberg, one of the first to enlist, nearly served 4 years in the Army Air Forces. We have Jerry Coleman, served in the Marine Corps, flying 57 combat missions in the Pacific. That sounds like a lot to me. Ralph Kiner joined the Naval Air Corps, Warren Spahn, served in the Army, earning a Purple Heart, and Jackie Robinson, who I'm sure everyone's very familiar with, drafted into the Army in 1942 as well. So I want to talk about two other people, but I want you to talk about one of them, Katie.
Yeah, so I'm going to talk to you guys about Ted Williams. And I know this name because I've heard my dad and my Grandpa Hall talk about him, right?
Grandpa Hall's favorite player, Ted Williams.
Yeah.
Yep, we got him a Ted Williams jersey 1 year for his birthday. We did.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
It is beautiful. So let's talk about him.
So Ted Williams, he was a legendary Boston Red Sox outfielder. He hit a .406 hitter in 1941. He was a decorated Marine pilot in 2 wars and a notoriously private competitive icon. He was nicknamed the Splendid Splinter. Was he really?
Yeah.
He hit a home run in his final at-bat. He was a 19-time All-Star and had his body cryogenically preserved.
Wow, you nailed that word.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so his body's like frozen, I'm pretty sure. Isn't that what that means?
Yeah, but where?
I don't know. I saw it somewhere. I didn't write it down.
I'm gonna Google.
Actually, don't really know why I included that in there.
I
don't
mean,
know if
it's
it's super
kind of
important.
interesting.
While you Google that, Kitty, I just want to highlight one thing. So he was a 406 hitter in 1941, right? So one season he batted above 400, and I'm pretty sure he's the last person to do it. That's nuts. Absolutely nuts. Absolutely
Okay,
bonkers.
I just need to say,
Yeah.
apparently Ted Williams' son and daughter authorized the freezing of his body and head, aiming for potential future revival.
Wow. Isn't that what What's-His-Face did too? Disney. Didn't Disney do that? I think Disney froze himself.
Yeah, he might have frozen himself.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, let's bring Ted back.
Oh, but reports emerged in 2003 and 2009 suggesting the body and head were stored in poor conditions and mishandled.
It's unfortunate. Sorry, Ted.
Wow. Okay. Sorry. Way big sidetrack.
Good side note.
That's fascinating. Okay.
Totally worth it. Back to World War II.
So he fought in both World War II and the Korean War. He missed nearly 5 prime years of baseball, serving as a U.S. Marine aviator in World War II and the Korean War, where he flew 39 missions. And he often served with the astronaut John Glenn as his wingman.
It's crazy.
What the heck?
What a duo, dude.
What, is there a freaking movie about this?
Get me in that plane, dude. Get me in the back of that plane. Well, maybe
Holy
don't, because I'd be
smokes.
scared, but...
Okay, well, so maybe it wasn't that great because he did have a near-death experience. In 1953, he successfully crash-landed his burning F-9F Panther jet in Korea after it was hit by enemy fire.
Don't get me in that plane.
No, maybe not. So he finished his career on a high note. He hit a home run in his final major league at-bat in 1960. In 1941, he hit 406. He was the last player to break the 400 mark in a single season.
It's electric.
He was known for having incredible eyesight. He was said to be able to see the stitches on a baseball as it was flying at him. So that's probably why he was such a tight fighter pilot.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Instead of joining a military baseball team, Williams demanded to fly, becoming a Marine instructor who taught pilots how to fly the F-4U Corsair fighter, mastering the skies. And this is what we were saying earlier.
Yeah,
he won
baby.
the MVP the year he returned in 1946.
I just can't, okay, I've been out of baseball a while.
Mm-hmm.
If someone put a bat in my hand, I would not win the MVP. Not that I'm Ted Williams.
Wow.
Because I'm not.
What a life.
It's just an amazing guy. Seriously. I think Ted Williams is one of the coolest people I've ever heard of. Right?
Seriously.
The Splendid Splinter.
And so where did that come from? Do you know?
It sounds like a bat thing.
Yeah.
Like maybe his bat broke and he got a splinter. And
I'll Google it.
And then he just kept balling. Yeah.
Huh.
So that's the Splendid Splinter. That's Ted Williams. You cool if I jump into our next guy?
Please do. Yeah.
So we also chose Yogi Berra to highlight because, to be honest, I've heard his name ever since I was a kid, but never ever really dug in. Didn't know if he was a good ball player. Didn't really know when. I knew he was a Yankee. I knew he said some cool things. I always heard growing up, there's these Yogi-isms that they called him, things that he said. So we're going to talk about Yogi Berra, he actually lived a long time. I didn't realize this. 1925 to 2015. Legendary New York Yankees catcher, 15-time All-Star, 3-time American League MVP, and he won a record 10 World Series championships as a player.
Holy smokes.
Imagine having a ring on every single finger. That's what Yogi could do. So,
wow.
Beyond his Hall of Fame career, he was a D-Day Navy veteran, also a cultural icon, right? Talked about those Yogi-isms. And this isn't right. I wrote down... There's no way that's right.
Okay.
Can you Google that?
Yeah.
I wrote down he appeared in a record 75 World Series games. So
14.
14. Where did I get 70?
I don't know. But okay, that's a lot of World Series
14's
games.
crazy, dude. People are lucky if they get one.
And
he was
these
10
guys
and 4.
play a lot longer at that time than they do these days?
I think, on average, probably a little bit longer. I mean, it sounds like Yeah. And I mean, so he was also a manager. So I wonder if any of those are managerial. But I mean, winning 10 is nutto. That'll never, ever, ever happen again.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So it seems like 4 of those appearances were not as a player.
Okay. That's good to know.
Huh.
Nice. But not 75?
Not 75.
Okay. My bad, people. So back to Yogi and some of this World War II biz here. At age 18, he served in the U.S. Navy during World War II, operated machine guns on a rocket boat during the D-Day invasion of Normandy. He was nicknamed Yogi by a friend who thought he resembled a Hindu yogi after sitting cross-legged waiting to bat. There's a picture of him doing that.
Ah.
Yeah.
I have to Google that.
So back to baseball, won 3 MVPs, like I said, 1951, 1954, 1955, and he was a 15-time All-Star, right? He was known for his paradoxical wit. Some of his yogiism, some of these quotes, he said, "It ain't over till it's over." So I don't know if he started that, but if he did, I say that all the time. He said, "It's deja vu all over again," which is kind of funny. He said, "Nobody goes there anymore. It's too crowded." Don't know what that one was about. But I thought this one was super funny. When asked where he wanted to be buried, he famously told his wife, "Surprise me." That's funny.
That is funny.
Funny and quick-witted.
But then, so it seems like he wasn't buried. Oh, no, that was Ted Williams.
Yeah, that's Ted. That's Ted. This is Yogi. I didn't write this one down, but I'm 99% sure too. He like playfully took a jab at Derek Jeter, who was a Yankee too. Do you know Derek Jeter, Katie?
Yeah, but I thought he was like not old.
No, he's not that old, no. But
Yeah.
Yogi and Derek Jeter overlapped in terms of life, not in play.
Yeah.
In life.
Okay. All right.
But Yogi took a jab at him because Derek Jeter had 5, I think, World Series. And he said, like, "Okay, you're halfway there," because he had 10. Nice, Yogi.
Stuck on that.
Go get him. So, Yogi actually started in the military before debuting in the MLB. But on his baseball reference page, if you go check it out, the first 2 years are him in World War II. It says service. So he probably would have been in the MLB or maybe even signed. I didn't go as far as to look into that. But first 2 years, World War II. Like I said, so he was D-Day gunner. He was part of a 6-man crew on the 36-foot Navy rocket boat. And it provided cover fire for troops storming Omaha Beach, which I'm sure a lot of people have seen some of the footage from there. Nuts.
That sounds like a terrible job.
Terrible job. Terrible.
But he did it.
I think the likelihood of you coming out of that is not super high, right?
On a little craft.
A little Navy rocket boat. 36 feet. That's not enough space for me to feel comfortable. So
no.
He also saw action at Utah Beach while he was known for Omaha. Berra confirmed in a later interview that his boat also operated off of Utah Beach during the invasion. This is kind of what I talked about earlier. He rarely spoke about his war service, often shifting the conversation back to baseball. All his military records, too, were destroyed in the 1973 fire.
Wow.
Kind of sad. I wish we had maybe
some info.
Yeah, some more info. Apparently, he was wounded in action, too, during the invasion of southern France. Berra was struck in the hand by a German bullet, but he didn't report it immediately after to avoid worrying his mom.
What?
Yeah.
What a nice guy. I mean,
yeah, it's
but
cute.
Also dumb.
Maybe
I would
tell your
report
mom
that immediately.
Yeah, maybe.
Mom, come get me.
Yeah, mom. Mom, they're being mean.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's Yogi, Katie. Yogi Berra.
Wow, I'm just
amazed
and also like I'm such a piece of shit.
Hey, we do things.
Yeah.
I know. If I feel like I'm having a bad day, I gotta think about this. Like I was like, I'm so tired today. Like, dude, it's Friday. You're drinking a Sutless and hanging out with your sister, talking
recording
World War II,
podcast.
talking ball.
Yeah. Okay. Well, these guys are amazing. There's no question.
Totally.
Total dogs. So thank you.
Yeah.
Bob, Ted, and Yogi.
And all the other 500 MLBers, all the other, 4,000 minor leaguers?
Yeah.
Katie, why don't you give us some of the highlights, facts, some other interesting things?
Yeah. So we got the Iron Man. Despite having his right arm amputated after an accident, Pete Gray, he played in the minor leagues during the war and eventually made it to the MLB in 1945, proving that talent shortage was a real thing at the time.
Yeah.
So he was playing without an arm.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, arm amputated. So maybe part of his arm he had access to.
Yeah.
That reminds me of, have you ever seen the Family Guy bit where they're like, there's this no-arm Bucky LaGrange playing second base. And it's like a no-arm second baseman.
I can't say I can recall that.
Yeah, maybe look that up, listeners. It's
yeah,
funny.
he said, he became famous as the one-armed wonder.
Yeah, it's cool.
Wow. Okay, so love you, Pete.
Yeah, the Iron Man.
Future announcer Jerry Coleman was a Marine dive bomber pilot who flew 57 combat missions in the Pacific. He was also a one-time All-Star and World Series MVP. I know that name, Jerry.
You do? Really?
Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of
Coleman
Grills.
I'd be shocked if you knew Jerry Coleman and you didn't know like Yogi Berra.
I know Yogi Berra. I know that name.
Yeah, okay. I mean, maybe you know Jerry Coleman. I didn't know
Maybe
Jerry
I
Coleman.
just know Coleman Grills.
That's probably it.
Okay, well, love you, Jerry.
Thanks, Jerry.
So while this guy wasn't an MLB player, Joe Pinder, he was a minor league pitcher who was killed on D-Day. He sacrificed his life to save others, and he was awarded the Medal of Honor.
Yeah, shout out Joe. That's big time.
Thank you, Joe.
The real sacrifice right there.
Due to the player shortage, the 1945 Washington Senators featured Bert Shepard, an Army veteran who pitched in one game with an artificial leg.
Also crazy.
Also crazy.
Yeah. So
a lot of guys doing crazy things.
Yeah. This brings me to our next topic, which is not quite as fun, but it's something I feel like people are going to be curious about. I know I was. So how many of our MLBers and or minor leaguers passed away during World War II? So surprisingly, of the 500 MLBers, only 2 were killed. And that was Elmer Gideon, I think.
Yeah.
That's how you say that. Gedeon.
Okay.
And Harry O'Neill. So Elmer played a handful of games for the Washington Senators. He died at age 27. His plane was taken down in a mission. And then Harry only played in one game. He suited up for Philadelphia. He was a catcher. The 2 of these guys, though, have become baseball's or symbols of baseball's sacrifice in the war effort. As the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum proclaims, baseball players, like every other American citizen, understand the importance of giving one's self for their country.
Yeah, they do.
So
yeah, I think it really says a lot.
I mean, yeah,
they weren't above.
I got the chills
doing their thing
for sure. Elmer and Harry, and then 137 minor leaguers did not make it back as well.
Out of those 4,000.
Out of those 4,000, which, yeah, I mean, it, just kind of crazy. I think it reiterates some of that stuff that I was talking about earlier, where I think numbers wise, a lot of guys were there for morale, but a lot saw action too. I don't want to take away from that.
Yeah.
So I do want to talk about some of the impact on the game. Some of it's interesting. I think it's like looked back on this kind of quirky time, right? For at least for baseball. If you're not focused on anything else going on in the world, which probably really hard to do, but if you just focus on baseball, probably super interesting, but also kind of annoying. So, I mean, it causes severe talent drain, reduce the quality of play, reliance on these older or just like different classification of players, right? The league actually continued. President Roosevelt gave him the green light, but batting averages, home runs, basically every stat dropped. Like I said, so over 90% of active MLB players in 1941 eventually served in the war. Many stars lost 1 to 4 prime years of their careers. Rosters were filled with teenagers, men over 40, players, previously considered non-major league caliber. And that is including
our boy Pete Gray,
one-armed outfielder,
wonder.
Pete Gray, but pretty cool.
Yeah. So during this time too, and Matt's suggested I speak to this one because it is about women.
That's
and
not
I'm a
why.
woman.
It's just a cool thing.
But so these years also saw reduced attendance, restricted travel, prompting the creation of the Women's AAGPBL to maintain interest in the sport. And we learned that that acronym stands for All American Girls Professional Baseball League. And so this is what that movie, A League of Their Own, is about. I've actually never seen it.
I have seen it multiple times. Good movie.
Really?
Yeah.
You'd have?
Yeah.
But well, so we should also tell the listeners this fun fact.
Yeah.
Our drama teacher was in that movie.
That's where I watched it, was in that drama.
Oh,
class.
okay. So
yeah.
I guess I didn't do that.
Yeah, she showed us like when she was like in it.
But so she played an outfielder, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
I don't remember if she had any lines. She was in it though.
Know.
She was in it like multiple times. She was like, "There I am." Shout out.
So yeah, that's our 7 Dogs of Separation to
there you
the
go.
World War II era of baseball.
Yeah. So, do you want to tell them a little bit more about it?
Oh,
or do you want to just say that there was
I didn't
the league?
see this part.
A couple cool things.
Couple cool things. Founded in 1943 by Cubs owner Philip K. Wrigley.
Recognize that name, Katie?
I sure frickin' do. Wrigley.
Yeah.
Wrigley Park.
Wrigley Field.
That league, AAGPBL, kept baseball alive during World War II with over 600 women playing in the Midwest, peaking at 900,000 fans in 1948. The players wore skirts, attended mandatory charm school, and used soap tricks to prevent dirt-stained legs.
That's heinous.
The league transitioned from softball to hardball over 12 seasons, with Sophie Flint Flash Curris stealing a record 1,114 bases.
Dude, we got to bring back some of these like old style nicknames.
Totally.
Like Splendid Splinter, Flint Flash.
Splinter, Flint Flash.
And there's Flint Flash, as fast as lightning.
The Rockford Peaches were the most successful team, winning 4 championships.
Yeah.
They won in 1945, 48, 49, and 50. Dottie Schrader was the only player to play all 12 seasons of the league's history.
Pretty cool.
Pretty tight.
We could do an episode on that.
We absolutely should.
Probably should.
Write
but
that down.
Whoever created the name of that league
needs to think
needs
about
a conversation.
Yeah.
The AAGPBL. Who wants to say that every day?
They can't have said that when they were referring to it.
Probably was just
I wonder if there was like
the Skirt
nickname
League.
Of the
That's probably what all
skirt,
the guys
the Skirt League. The Dames.
The Dames.
The Baseball Dames.
Sophie Flint Flash. The Rockford Peaches.
Dottie Schrader.
Everyone talked like that back then.
All right, maybe we should keep.
Let's keep it rolling.
Okay, Matt.
So a good thing that came out of during this time that I saw in a couple different places, the need for talent and the service of black players in the war accelerated the push for racial equality, leading to Jackie Robinson breaking the color barrier in 1947. So
sweet.
I was about to say thanks World War II, but maybe not.
Can
I say that?
No. But out of ashes.
Let's keep her moving. So, in conclusion, obviously, all of these guys in this era were dogs. You know, those who didn't make it back made the ultimate sacrifice. But the MLBers gave up some of their prime years in their sport. Turn off your phone for.
Sorry,
I'm just kidding. For our country.
My laptop.
Oh, all right, that's okay. But the MLBers gave up some prime years to fight for our country. And I think that's something to recognize. And I'm super proud of that. Like for the, guys during that era in our country. I mean, like sometimes I don't even want to do the stupidest things now. I'm like, oh, I got to get gas. Like, shut up, man.
And just knowing that these guys who were all-American heroes on the field didn't feel too above or too cool to go in the battlefield.
Yeah, right. Which once I do want to say too, a lot were drafted, so a lot.
Yeah,
but the guys who enlisted for sure. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. It's crazy. I think this is the coolest topic.
Amazing.
I think it's amazing. Any other notes on this?
No, I mean, I just got chills.
Yeah. Me too.
So thanks, boys.
Thanks, boys.
Thanks, boys.
Thanks, boys.
Our boys in the field and the battlefield.
That's right. It's the Splendid Splinter.
Splendid Splinter.
Flim
Back
flash.
again.
Flim flash. All right, Katie, I think it's time.
Wah, wah, wah.
It's time for Big Dogs of the Week.
Okay, so I carried over this topic a little bit for my Big Dog of the Week, but
Yeah.
heading back to World War I was curious. I wanted to know a little bit more about, people who kind of fit this biography of people who went to serve in war and then came back and played. But I'm putting an Olympic twist on it, Matt, because we're in the midst of the Winter Olympics. So Eddie Egan, I had never heard this name before. Call me stupid. But Eddie Egan, he served as a U.S. Army officer in World War I. He fought in combat. He was wounded. But you know what, Matt? He came back. He won a gold medal in boxing in 1920 at the Antwerp Olympics. Then, 12 years later, Matt, what do you think he did?
I don't know.
Matt, he decided to check out the Winter Olympics. He won a gold in bobsled in 1932.
What?
So he served in World War I, Army officer, came back, won gold in boxing, 12 years later, won gold in bobsled. He remains the only person ever to win an Olympic gold in both the summer and winter games, Matt.
That's amazing.
Not only that, Matt, he set a world record for the fastest circumnavigation of the globe by scheduled airlines in 1948. He traveled 20,559 miles in 147 hours and 15 minutes, stopping at 18 different stations and beat the previous record by 20 hours and 15 minutes.
Dude, the guy has many
He
talents.
does not stop. He does not stop.
Yeah.
I wanted to mention, too, so after the war, he attended Yale University. He won the AAU's heavyweight title. After graduating from Yale in 1921, he attended Harvard Law School and the University of Oxford. So this guy is like no joke.
He did it all.
Yeah. And so want to know who his inspiration was, Matt?
Would love to.
He says he modeled his behavior after Frank Merriwell, who was a fictional athlete from Yale who was the subject of hundreds of widely read dime novels. He said, "To this day, I have never used tobacco because Frank Merriwell didn't. My first glass of wine, which I do not care for."
Your accent's changing.
He said it was taken under social compulsion in Europe. Frank never drank.
Wow.
That's what he said. That's how he sounded when he said it. Eddie Egan, baby. He's my guy.
That went in so many directions that I never thought it would or could.
I know. So it doesn't get any cooler than that. I saw that he does have an autobiography called, what was it called? Eddie's Scrapbook or something.
Wow.
And
that's another book we got to order.
But the thing was, I don't think he wrote it before competing in bobsled at the Olympics.
Well, and I don't care.
But it did talk about, his boxing career. So yeah, it could be an interesting read.
Yeah,
from the time.
For the time, yeah. Eddie Egan. Frank never drank.
Matt, who's your dog of the week?
Katie, my big dog of the week is actually you, as well as your dog, Bailey. So, yeah, I didn't prepare you for this at all.
I'm so surprised.
And that's why I didn't write it in our document. This is going to go in a direction that you have no idea. But
oh my gosh!
Obviously, we highlighted Bailey's injury to ACL, so it's been a rocky week on the road to recovery.
Yep.
I just want to say that you and Michael have handled everything extremely well. Smiles on your faces, a lot of laugh attacks.
Debatable.
Well, at least that's what you highlighted. But, Katie, this is a sports podcast, and many people might not know that my sister is actually a collegiate athlete. She was a sailor for the Wisconsin Badgers.
The secret's out.
She was the only one of us that can say we were a collegiate athlete. But I always
Wow.
kind of, yeah. I mean, I wasn't. Say that. But I always looked up to you and thought it was the coolest thing in the world that you did that. So because of this, I took a deep dive.
What?
It was kind of hard to find some things.
I'm sure.
But there were some platforms that have like all of your results from regattas, or at least a lot of them.
Yeah.
So I got some highlights.
Oh my God, I'm going to cry.
So in late December of 2015 in the Sugar Bowl, Katie Hall and the Wisco team came in first of 7 other college teams, narrowly defeating Tulane at their home regatta. And that was with other sailors, Whitney Kent, Leslie Poole, and Elliot Busta?
Yeah.
Busta Rhymes. So that was electric.
Matt.
Any stories off of that one?
Probably the closest I've ever come to death was at that regatta.
Really? Dude, buckle up. Tell us.
So I was very sick at this regatta. I want to say, like, looking back, it was probably like whooping cough. And Whitney and I are going out to sail. It's right before one of the start of the races. Whitney said something that makes me laugh, and I start having like a coughing attack. So much so that I threw up in the boat and proceeded to choke on my
now it's not funny.
on my vomit.
You would have died laughing.
I would have. Honestly, it wouldn't have been a bad way to go. But so I started choking a little bit and kind of started passing out. So Whitney like waves over somebody to come and pull me out of the boat. And I guess I got better. I stopped choking. I figured it out. And so that's the time that Whitney brought in Elliot Busta to take my place.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, shout out Elliot.
Shout out Elliot.
Yeah. That's wow. And shout out Whitney.
Shout out Whitney.
I'm calm,
for
cool,
kind
and
of saving my life. Yeah, she did. She did. Amazing. I've never seen her like get that serious so quickly.
That's amazing. Well, sorry that happened, but
yeah, it's funny that was the one that you.
Well, at least on the website that I was on, that seemed like maybe one of the cooler victories, first places. This did not have everything. I'm positive of it, but it seemed like it had a lot.
It did. It was definitely a memorable win for sure.
Yeah, I mean, and at Tulane.
At Tulane, we spent New Year's.
Sorry.
We spent New Year's in New Orleans.
Sure, that was rowdy.
Yeah, but I mean, I wasn't drinking because I was sick as a frickin' dog.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's one other one I want to highlight.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, there were so many. I could have took a deep dive into a lot of these, but in April of 2015, you guys advanced to Team Race Nationals at the MCSA Team Race Championship in Wisconsin, placing first of 6. And I just thought this was so funny, so I have to read it.
Okay.
I don't know who this was, but someone took some notes on the conditions and just some of the things that were going on. So just listen to this.
Oh my God.
Sailors reported at 9 a.m. for a double round robin. Unfortunately, conditions did not permit for sailing as there was no wind. Postponement was called until 4:30. But they wrote 16:30, when a small amount of breeze filled in and allowed for sailing. Sailors were sent out into very light and shifty conditions from the south and completed 7 races. There were no protests or breakdowns filed. Racing was ended at 18:30. Sounds like about 2 hours. To resume at 8 a.m. the following morning. So buckle up. Here comes Saturday, April 18th. Teams arrived early Saturday morning to get in as much team racing as possible.
So this is probably Sunday.
I wrote down Saturday, but it's got to be Sunday. Yeah.
Okay.
Race 8 started at 8:35 and continued until one round robin, and a final 4 was completed. 13 to 15 knots of wind was out of the northeast, creating wavy conditions for sailors. The wind consistently died throughout the day, eventually settling in at a steady 7 to 10 knots. Racing concluded at 11:45 with Wisconsin winning and Michigan, the Badgers, Wisco, go Wisco, and Michigan taking second place. Both will advance on to Team Race Nationals. Thank you to everyone who helped make this event run as smoothly as it did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, Matt.
Do you remember that one at all?
I do. Did it say who I was sailing with?
I didn't write it down.
Yeah.
Sorry. I didn't write it down.
Yeah, I do remember that.
It would have said it. It did.
Because I remember not sailing on the first day and having to do it all on the second day, and it was not ideal.
Yeah. So, pretty cool. There were a lot of other highlights. Wanted to take a quote from the UW News article from 2013 that I thought summed it up pretty nicely. Kitty Hall said...
What?
Kitty Hall said, "We always have homework sessions in the cars," says Hall. "People are always willing to help us out, but you kind of have to finish everything before you leave for regatta, and ain't that the truth?" I pulled that from a real article. It was like you and your coach were interviewed, but you had like two super random quotes that didn't totally go with
Oh
the
my
story.
gosh.
I think it was about your coach. I think the article was about your coach.
What?
Yeah, I'll give it to you after, but it was I literally looked up Katie Hall sailing, and there was an article from the UW News.
Yeah, I remember when we were on like the homepage of uwmadison.com or whatever.
It's 2013. It was like titled like Making Waves or something.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. So I did want to ask you too, like, any other favorite memories from your sailing career?
You're putting me on the spot.
Just give me a couple. Give me a couple short stories that I think our listeners would appreciate knowing that one of their hosts was an actual athlete. So you were a sailor, dude.
I was, dude.
And sailing's, I think, harder than people think. So you need to
It is,
go to the technical aspects.
You know what? A famous sailor, Mike Lee, who was also a listener, he once said, "Sailing is such I'm paraphrasing.
This isn't a direct
He said,
quote.
"You need to have the strength of a football player, but what was it? Like the grace of a ballerina." And that is very true.
Yeah.
In your dinghy sailing.
Yeah.
Dinghy collegiate sailing.
For sure.
Favorite memories? I mean, dude, so many.
Yeah.
But my senior year women's sailing experience was pretty great. I want to say, I think we came in 10th.
Okay. Nationals? Amazing.
Which was kind of crazy for a Midwest team.
Totally.
Yeah. Those are the best years of my life.
Yeah.
Pretty nostalgic.
Totally. A lot of good people.
A lot of good people. A lot of my best friends today.
Yeah. I like a lot of those people too.
Yeah. I mean, there's too many memories to tell.
Was there any time where you were like, dude, I just did amazing? Like you yourself. You were a crew. She was a crew.
Yeah, I was a crew. So I was in the front of the boat.
She was whipping
man
around.
Man in that jib.
Man in the jib. Man in the lines. A lot of weight distribution. A lot of ab workout type things.
A lot of ab workout.
Keep the boat steady.
I don't know. I don't know.
Never a moment. What about the time that you turtled onto the rocks?
Well, that was in high school.
Yeah.
And that was like my second time out on the water.
That sucked.
And I, for some reason, went back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Wow, Matt, I really wasn't expecting this.
Yeah, well, you're my big dog of the week. So
oh my gosh!
Shout out Katie Hall.
That's so nice.
For being a dope dog mom and an amazing sailor.
Wow.
Too.
I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry into my beer over here.
Yeah, you should. I'm crying into mine over here. Yeah. All right. Well, that's the episode.
Oh, wow. That was really nice, Matt. Thank you.
Of course.
For the spotlight.
Absolutely.
I'm not worthy, but.
No, you are. You are.
Okay. Well. Well, we talked about war.
Sailing.
Eddie. Circumnavigating the world via plane, via scheduled airline.
Frank never drank.
Frank
We
Navadrine.
really covered a lot.
We did. And we did it
Together.
so eloquently together.
I think this is going to go down as one of the best episodes ever.
I think so too.
Let's talk a little bit about next episode.
Yeah.
We're either going to have our guest, or maybe we won't. We'll find out.
We'll never know.
We will have that episode eventually, but if we don't, there's another episode coming probably next weekend.
Probably.
Very likely.
Very likely.
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Well, thanks, listeners, for hanging with us today.
Yeah. Keep checking out our Instagram. Seems like that's where the bulk of people are staying tuned.
Yeah, I think so.
We got a lot of Spotify people. We got some Apple podcasters too. So let us know.
I'm not sure where our number of downloads is at this point, so I can't say how close we are to getting that first batch of merchandise for our listeners.
We're getting there. I think this episode plus another, I think we're there.
Well, I don't know about that.
Wasn't it 500?
It was like 300 last time.
No, I think we were in
but we want
60s.
we're trying to get 1,000.
Oh, I thought we were going for 500.
No, Matt, buckle up.
It's gonna be a minute, man. Gonna be a minute.
So be sure to tell your friends about this.
Yeah.
Tell them to give it a listen. If you like listening to us.
If you hate it, just don't tell anyone that you hate it.
Or maybe tell us and tell us what we could do better.
Yeah, tell us why.
Yeah.
We're still in that first, what was it? 10 episodes?
I think they said 30.
30. If we're still in that first 30 episodes, give us a break.
Yeah, give us a frickin' break.
Yeah, we're getting there. Nice.
But yeah.
Good. Well, World War II dog era episode in the books. First one.
Yeah. Can't wait for the next.
Many. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see you later, listeners. Talk to you later.
Love you.
Thanks for listening.
Oh, bye.
Bye.